Hello and welcome back to another episode of my Ride 5 career mode, and today we're here to do a couple more events of the World Tour. So first up, we actually have got another 600cc sports bike event, followed by another one, so I think this episode again will just be on the 600s. Of course, in the last one we did that previous championship, or those previous 4 events, and this time we've got a head-to-head against Charles Nolan. So that's the guy, of course, that's been popping up in a lot of our races. He's had the red name, and now it's telling us that we've got to beat him. So the next generation head-to-head against Charles Nolan. Fast Charlie is a highly experienced rider. You'll need to be determined and a bit reckless to defeat him. Take on Charles Nolan at the Daytona circuit in his head-to-head on board a Suzuki GSX-R 600 2005. So actually, we're not on our own bike. I thought we were actually going to be on our own bike, but it looks like we're going to be on a Suzuki. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So we're here then at the Daytona circuit, a track I do know fairly well as I've done GP Bikes races here before. Not particularly played it a lot in Ride 4, but I did play it quite a bit of GP Bikes, so I do know the circuit. You can see here we're against Charles. We're on the same bike, they're both stock, same tyres, so there's no advantage in terms of bike for Charles. He's got the old school riding style, which is quite interesting. And if you look at the objectives here, 50 points for getting a victory, 35 for 9.4 behind him, and 20 for 37. So I'm hoping that we'll win. I'm hoping that we're definitely going to finish within 37 seconds of him.
Charles Nolan, born in Orlando. His first love was for car racing, where he earned his nickname Fast Charlie. After winning at Daytona on 4 wheels, he's determined to make history on 2. At 34, he's got all the experience he needs to get on the podium.
So there we go then, Charles, a very experienced rider, of course a driver first, but here he is at Daytona, obviously a very famous car race, but also a very famous bike race as well, and let's see can we beat him in this 1v1, lights out and away we go. We've had a good start compared to Charles. As we go into turn 1, a bit of understeer. I've not played the game all day, so I've got to get used to it again, and he's trying to get the inside of me, but we've held it around the outside, pick up as much throttle as we can. The feedback is very low here. I'm not getting much vibration when I'm picking up the power, which is a bit confidence sapping, it must be said. But we're leading for now. How many laps have we got to do? We've got to do 3 laps. It's not just a 1-lap thing. I kind of thought maybe it would just be the 1 lap, but so far we've got a bit of a lead on him. I actually think this is a different layout to the circuit I've played before. I don't actually know this, but it's close enough. I do know some of the parts of the track. It does seem like a slightly different one. I've played in GP Bikes before, but you can see we're 10 seconds clear of him already. Don't know what's happened to him, why he's going so slowly. The same AI difficulty that we've used in the previous episode so far, and to be fair, I've only won 1 race, so I would have thought that's quite well balanced, but it seems like you put us on the same bike, at a track that, to be fair, I don't even know that well. I don't know this layout particularly of it, and we're just pulling away from him, so potentially maybe we're getting a bit better now, and maybe I'll have to up the AI difficulty, but I think this challenge just seems rather easy. It's one of those things where I'd say I'd turn the difficulty up, but being 13 seconds in front, you'd be beating 120% at this point as well, so actually I don't feel too bad. Once you dominate it to a certain degree, doesn't matter what difficulty you're on, but we'll have to look at it for the next events, maybe see if we need to turn it up. But so far, it seemed relatively okay, because like I said, we've only won 1 event so far in this whole career mode. Well, here we are then, coming up towards the line. Now, tell you what, they definitely need to rethink his nickname. It shouldn't be Fast Charlie, it should be Slow Charlie, because 52 seconds, absolutely miles clear. Distance at the finish line was 39 seconds apparently, but we were like 50 seconds in front of him before that, so not sure exactly what that was. But yeah, we literally spent the entire 5 minutes 20 seconds ahead, so we just absolutely destroyed him there. I mean, you guys saw that it wasn't 100% AI difficulty before that, so I don't know why he was so slow at the circuit. Maybe that's really bad at Daytona, but I guess we'll see as we get into the next events. So we gained 10,000 credits from that as well. That's ridiculous. That was so easy. And we've got the bike that we were just riding on there, the GSX-R 600. So there we go, that brings us on to the Sportbike 600 Championship, with 3 races there, Snetterton, Donington Park and Alton Park. So with it being a British Championship, pretty good for us, because again it is another set of circuits that we do know. It does make me wonder whether it would be better to use our Honda for this, or to use the Suzuki that we have just won. I need to have a look at the restrictions for the performance points. So it is 700 again, like it was previously. So I think we will actually give the Suzuki a try. I've put a set of slick tyres on it, no other upgrades. We'll see how we get on with it, and if we struggle in this first race, we can always switch back to the Honda that we had before. So it's warning us about Charles Nolan there, but we know, of course, he is no threat from our Daytona race. But here we are then on the starting grid of Snetterton, getting ready for the lights to go here. Actually, it's not the starting grid, is it? It's on the running sort of like the middle sector, so I don't know why we're starting here. I guess it's the layout that we're on, but a pretty decent start as we go down towards the first corner on the brakes. Trying to go around the outside of a few riders there. Can we pull it off? We're up to P3, I think, there. So yeah, we've got Yasmin and Kang Wu in front of us, and oh, I've just completely rammed Yasmin out the way. There we go, then up into P2, so apologies for that one, guys. But so far, the Suzuki seem to be a great choice. I think maybe we made a bit of a mistake with the Honda by sticking a load of performance upgrades on it. We're looking here for a move on Kang Wu. Can we try and find a way past the Chinese rider and get ourselves up into the lead here? I think if we do win this one in a commanding fashion like we did at Daytona, I'll definitely put the AI difficulty up. I think we've probably made a big mistake in the previous events by not putting the race tyres on and sticking with the stock ones. I think that costs you so much lap time. And we're trying to find our way past here on the power, side by side, down towards this fast left-hander. We've gone probably a bit too quick on the entry there. We've taken the lead regardless. He's come back at us though, to be fair. Kang Wu's come back at us, but on the brakes again, up the inside. He's tipping in on me like I'm not there. And there we go, up into the lead once again. Apologies if there's a bit of an abrupt cut there. There was a bit of a screen freeze after that one. I really do need to try and get a better computer, guys. I'll get one as soon as possible. But we've hit the front here, though, at Snetterton. He's looking back at the inside to fair into turn one, but I think these slick tyres are just enough of an advantage. I think maybe he probably does have a slightly better engine and stuff, but they give you so much acceleration off the corner. They give you so much better stopping power. They give you so much more turning. They're just worth it. I think we've made a much better decision here with the Suzuki. I imagine we'll probably be able to go back to the Honda at some point, probably in a higher championship, maybe like a world championship where the performance points aren't so restrictive. We could probably put a set of slicks on them and maybe give it a go. But for now, I think the Suzuki with just the lights, mirrors, indicators, all taken off and a set of slicks is the way to go. We've only just won this one though by a few tenths of a second, but on towards the line, we take yet another win here in Ride 5 career mode. You can see we were basically the only rider on a race set of tyres. You can see they were all stock tyres around us. And obviously we had higher performance points because of that, but I guess it's the tyres that take us up to that. So we've put ourselves there in a good position in this championship. 25 points ahead of Kang Wu in second, and Charles Nolan ending up in third place, a lot closer to us than he was at Daytona. So then, the next race we've got is Donington Park, my favourite circuit, the GP layout as well, so one that we do know very well. So if we've just won there at Snetterton 100, which is a track I've not rode on before. I've rode Snetterton 200 and 300, but never rode the 100 circuit before. But Donington Park, a track we know very well, I do like our chances of winning quite easily. So once again, it is focusing on Charles Nolan. Don't know why he's our rival particularly, because, like I said, in that Daytona race, we beat him very easily, and he has beaten us, to be fair, in quite a lot of the events so far. But now that we have slick tyres on, we are suddenly doing a lot better. But lights out, and away we go. A pretty decent start there off the line. So we go down towards Redgate. Charles Nolan in P5 there. We're going to try and brake nice and deep. Oh, the rear is sliding in through turn one. He's on our outside. We're trying to pick up the power. A bit of contact with somebody there. Not sure it was. We've got two Chinese riders leading the way here then, but we're being attacked very, very much there through the crater curves. As we try and change direction, we've kind of just forced somebody wide there, and we have lost a lot of position. So even with the slick tyres there, we're still struggling through that section of the circuit. Do you remember when we did our first impressions at this circuit? It was difficult to pass AI in some spots. We're up the inside of one, and we're out the outside of another. I think it's Charles Nolan that we're on the inside of, and we're trying to pull it down at McLean's, but it's just difficult to actually get the bike to turn into the corner. He's been held up though by somebody with a set of spinny leathers. I think that's Yasmin. As we try to go around the outside, Charles Nolan's up the inside, so to be fair, this time he has been much more of a threat, but we've dispatched of him now. He's trying to get us back though as we go down towards the Fogarty S's. He flies past us because, to be fair, I got a really bad exit off the corner. And to be fair, with the more open circuit like Donington Park, maybe the fact that we haven't got any engine upgrades on will bite us a little bit. And we're being bashed around and we've been knocked off there in the middle of the Fogarty S's. And somebody's gone down with us. And we've come back on the track in a very weird manner. And we're down now in 20th place. So the AI taking us out, taking revenge. And that could absolutely ruin our championship. We're trying to get the inside of this rider here, back up into P19. Can we try and recover? We've got a bit of time, but I think it's going to be difficult. We have only got to get 4 places to get points, but even still, it's not ideal. So caught back up to the back of the pack here. Unfortunately, I think we're going to win, but we might still pick off a few places. Go around the outside of the Melbourne Loop. Maybe not the ideal line, but just trying to find our way through. So we got towards Goddard, so we're able to pick off a few riders on the brakes. Oh, one of those riders has kind of come across into us a little bit on the inside of a few. I think that's what the riders were battling with earlier. Yeah, Jasmine, he's really dropped back through the field then, struggling quite a bit. We're up to P14 then as we start this final lap, so a couple of points definitely on the table there. Seems to be a rival in front of us with a red name, and we're just going to send it into Redgate regardless. Not bothered who it is. We're going to try and overtake him. We're up into P12 then now. Valerie Trembe in front of us, trying to go around the outside to the old hairpin. We'll have the switch back into the next turn at the inside. Forcing our way through, we've got Rose Doulette in front of us. Ahead of her, it's Jakub Lakotos. I remember him from one of the other races. Are we going to have an attack into Koppis? Up the inside, we go into Koppis. That's an aggressive pass. Are we going to get the move done? Try and run at the inside of him as well. I think these slick tyres has given us such an advantage. And right, who is next then? We've got 2.4 seconds to the leader. We've halved the gap to the leader. We would be miles ahead in this race if we hadn't been knocked off at the Fogarty S's. So I think we could maybe still get a top 5 if we have a good couple of corners here down towards the Melbourne Loop. Trying to go around the outside a little bit of a few of them. Oh, we've hit Charles Nolan. That's how far back we've come from. We've actually managed to get up to the back of Charles and out of the Melbourne Loop then. We've got the switch back on one rider. Can we try again, go around the outside into Goddard on a few others? Around the outside of Charles Nolan, just trying to force our way through. Somebody's up the inside, kind of pushing us out the way, trying to pick up the power. And we've ended up with P5 after being knocked off. What a comeback. Our championship could still be on to some extent. Look at our fastest lap as well, 1 minute 31.8. I definitely think after this event, we are definitely going to turn the AI up after I've done this championship for the next episode, because we've found a combination that's a bit overpowered. Putting a set of slicks on compared to the AI, even if they've got engine upgrades, it seems to be the way to go. Although, to be fair, we dominated Almeria in the last episode. We've dominated in Daytona. We dominated in Snetterton. And really, if we hadn't been knocked off here, we would have been dominant at Donington Park as well. So as for the championship then, we've lost... Actually, not too bad, because Anna Ross has managed to beat Kang Wu, who is our closest rival. So we've lost 9 points there. So we're actually only going to be a few points behind him there. 4 points behind him. Still in front of Charles Nolan in the championship. And if we win the next race, we still are going to win the championship, which is good. Because to be honest, I thought when I was on the ground at the back of the field, there was no way that we were going to still win this championship. So then here we are, one final event, Alton Park. Hopefully we can try and be good there. Obviously, Donington was probably the track where we're going to have the most advantage. It's a track I know so well. It's my favourite track, like I said. So obviously going to go pretty well at Donington. But Alton Park, another track I do know, of course, with it being British. A different layout to what I'm used to by the looks of it. It looks like a shorter layout. So I'm going to have to obviously get used to that one. But I'm hoping we can try and win and take home the 600 British Championship. So once again then it is showing us Charles Nolan starting in 4th position. But we're not bothered at all about Charles. I need to try and win this race here at Alton to try and win the championship. We've got to beat Kang Wu to this championship. Lights out and away we go. And of course Anna Ross, who is tied with us on points as well. But hopefully she shouldn't be too much of a threat at all as we go into turn 1. We've actually sent it in there. The passes has kind of opened up for us. We're up to 3rd place already. Kang Wu leads the race. ZI in 2nd position. We've got Charles Nolan all over the back of us in 4th place there. We're close up to ZI. We've just got to hit him out the way. Can we try to go around the outside? Up the inside now. Oh, that was close on the inside of Kang Wu. We've actually done it. Kang Wu's coming back at us though as we go into Knickerbrook, and he's gone through. We've lost a couple more places there. Charles Nolan has come through. Charles Nolan actually might be able to do a solid here and stay in front of those guys. We've made a big mistake. We lost loads of positions there. We're coming back up the inside again. Oh, okay, I've just sent the AI to the Shadow Realm there, and all of a sudden we've ended up in 2nd place. The wrong gear out of the corner. Anna Ross is behind us. She's trying to go around the outside of us. We're being pushed by the AI. That's what I mean. It's so difficult to try and just find your way around the AI because they're so aggressive on this game. I know I've just hit a couple of them out of the way, but they hit you first, so it's just easier to hit them back. Otherwise, you just end up on the ground like we saw at the Fogarty S's. But you can see Kang Wu actually dropped down to 20th place, so we basically put him out of the championship. It's just Anna Ross that we need to beat now, and she is closing on Charles Nolan for the win at the moment. Right on the back of them, though, all of a sudden, as we go into Knickerbrook once again, we've gone a bit wide. This time we need to try and get a better run up the hill than we did on the previous attempt. I think this is where our engine is kind of letting us down now. Anna Ross is really looking for a way past Charles Nolan now. She takes the lead as we start this last lap of the race. So we've got to make 2 overtakes now for this British 600 Championship on this final lap. It's going to be difficult, and we've got Johan Nilsson right behind us as well. And here we go, we're closing up to Charles Nolan up the inside. Bit of contact there, but there's Anna Ross on the brakes on the inside like we did to Kang Wu on the opening lap. She's back on the inside. Can we do anything in towards Knickerbrook? I don't think there's anything I can do. I'm trying to pick up the power as early as I can, but I think Anna Ross might have this. I think she might have this British 600 championship just because we were knocked off in Donington Park. I lost 25 points to her there. Well, not 25, actually, wasn't at all, but even still, we should have won that race. We'd have had way more points. I'm trying everything I can through this final corner to try and get her there, but we're just going to run out of time. So Anna Ross is going to win this championship. We're going to end up in second place in this last race, but what a shame. What a shame. We did have the fastest lap, that is important, but really, we got our championship ruined by some of the other riders. And in fairness, it did seem that at this circuit, the engine did let us down in that back section of the track. Even though we had the tyre advantage, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to actually make the positions. You could see that with obviously a couple of stock riders there being on the podium. And unfortunately, that's going to obviously put her ahead of us in the championship. Hopefully, we all can still get second. We have got second. But there you go. Anna Ross wins it. Kang Wu, unfortunately, ends up in third position. I kind of feel a bit bad because it was kind of my fault that he got nerfed off the circuit, but I was just trying everything I could. I was just trying, but we had such a disadvantage up that hill. And there we go then, we gained 108 points for the leaderboard. And if we have a look then, we've got 7,000 credits as well, which takes us up to 52,000, so we're really racking up the credits now. Unfortunately, we did win enough points there to get the Aprilia Tuono 660. But there you go then, that is the 600cc sport bikes complete, so that's where we will leave it for this episode. So apologies that we didn't manage to win that one. I will turn up the AI difficulty for the next one, like I did say, although to be fair, we didn't win that last race, but we did clearly have a massive advantage at some of those other circuits, so I think it is worth turning the difficulty up just to make it a little bit more fair. And next time it looks like we are going to be on that Tuono that we have just unlocked from winning, well not winning, but competing in that 600cc British Championship. But hopefully you did enjoy that one. If you are new to the channel, please do like the video and subscribe. It really helps me out. And of course you'll get more Ride 5, MotoGP 23 and GP Bikes content in your subscription feed. So it is a win-win for both of us. But like I said, I hope you did enjoy that one. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you all stay safe and I shall see you in the next one.